Division generally never solves anything. A singular goal worked towards by a number of people in a community, we generally get better results. We can achieve so much more if everyone is in harmony and working towards the same goal. With that being said, what is going on with the Terra Rebels? We've had Zaradar basically walk out of the office today, as well as the price of Terra Luna Classic is significantly down, over 8% on the day, touching the 12.9 range. We'll be talking about all of that in this video. Where does it leave Terra Luna Classic, and ultimately what is my view long term for this project? Now, what we do need to do though is take a quick look at the market. We've seen a big push down again in the market, 2.63% down. It all looked so positive while we were live streaming earlier, but 2% down on Bitcoin, 2% on Ethereum. You know, we're touching 10% potentially on Ethereum for the last 7 days. BNB with a massive 13% down, and the market just continues to push down. Look at some of these numbers. XRP 12.5%, 20% down on Dogecoin. We all know what happened with Shiba Inu. As we move down, we can see the 43rd largest cryptocurrency out there is currently Terra Luna Classic in the 1292 range. Now, it's a long time since we've been at this level. This is pre-Binance burn announcement levels. 78 million is the volume, up 95% on the day, but our market cap under $780 million right now. Well, what is the reason? Why is this happened? We got this tweet earlier from Tobias Anderson, or Zaradar, again, one of the initial Terra Rebels code developers, saying, I have renounced my position in Terra Rebels due to an inability to align with the most recent governance discussions on funding. As a result, I have been removed from GitHub and can no longer service PRs. Please talk with Raider7019, who will be managing it moving forward. And then we kind of get into this. It says, to add some clarity, you requested that your GitHub status be changed from a member to an outside contributor, and we complied with your request after you decided to leave the Terra Rebel Discord server. And then Tobias comes back and says, I'm simply informing people about the change in status before you guys kick your marketing engine into high gear. Not sure why you feel the need to defend yourself. None of this helps. None of this helps. If you've got an issue with anything, just deal with it professionally. And I think this is the problem we see with a number of cryptocurrency projects, exchanges, whatever you want to talk about, that you need to not air your dirty laundry. It's important that if you are deciding to go another way, then Tobias can come out and say, I'm leaving. The point that he brings out is to generate conversation. It's to generate question mark. Of course it is. That's why it's been put on there. Equally, Raider needs to have a level of professionalism. And I think right now, this is what we're seeing with Terra Luna Classic. Incredibly divided in terms of what we want to do going forward. And that actually, we just need an air of professionalism, a singular goal. When we were talking about burn tax, everybody was aligned. The chain was moving, volume was moving, everybody had the share goal. Recently, we've been so divided, whether that's funding for Terra Rebels, whether that's what we should build on the blockchain, a number of different things just isn't working. Now, when we take a look at the team that's still with us, you can see the active members and the inactive members. Now, active members are those that are continually working, that will earn a salary from being part of the Terra Rebels building on the blockchain, and the inactive will be brought in on specific projects and coding needs as and when. So again, some of you might not know quite a few of these people. We generally see people like Vegas, Raider, Clan Mudhorn. We see him out there as well. So, but that is the team of Terra Rebels right now. Does it mean that it's dead? No. Does it mean that we're going to, you know, fall through the floor? No. But with anything right now in cryptocurrency, everybody is scared. The markets are crazy. When we see markets like this, people generally just do what they do, which is trade with emotion and sell. So we're going to have to kind of wait and see what happens. One of the other big points of division right now is a 0.2% tax on staking. Now, it's an interesting concept, and one in which I kind of think there might be some mileage in it, but I think right now it's a terrible decision to put something like this at, which again for me creates even more division. It says, to help burn lunk, I propose to set 0.2% tax on staking, delegation, undelegation, redelegation, and withdraw rewards. 0.2 taxes are very small, so none will get hurt, and even notice that tax APY sits somewhere about 16%. So if you get 0.2% less from 16, you barely notice it, and it'll help burn Lunic a lot faster. Now, there is definitely, in my opinion, some merit in this. I do think there could be a way of supporting that, but what we should be doing, though, in my opinion, is absolutely taxing those validators that have 0% commission, those validators that ultimately aren't supporting the network. That, for me, is where we should be doing it. And let me give you an example of exactly what I mean. So if we come over to all of the stakers, we can click it by rewards. In fact, we'll click it by voting power. And for an example, Qcoin here, they have not voted on a single proposal that's come down. So why, again, should they not be taxed? And I think that's where we see it. Now, we have some brilliant validators out there that burn Luna Classic. We've seen All Nodes do it. We've seen Lunacy DAO do it, as well as a number of other ones. What we haven't seen, though, is some of these other ones, as in Qcoin. And I also think if you have a low uptime, there should be a tax applied to that. So I do think there is some merit in this, but I think we need to work it through in a slightly different way. But what I think is important right now is we need to consolidate as a community. The Terra Rebels need to get their shit together, and that is the honest opinion in terms of, okay, what does it look like? What does funding look like? How transparent are we going to be? In my opinion, they should be 100% transparent. We need to focus on the two singular most important things right now for Terra Luna Classic, in my opinion, which is how do we remove the circulating supply and how do we get people to come and build on this blockchain. Bear in mind, we are one of the cheapest blockchains to both transact and build on in the space right now. Why don't people want to come and build with us? When we see crazy tweets and messages and things like that, people don't see an air of professionalism. People see inviting, and ultimately what they don't want to be is a part of that. So time will tell. It's a tough time for everybody right now in the entire global market. We have seen billions upon billions of dollars wiped off the entire market. People have lost significant amounts of money as the price continues to push down. But what we need is consistency, direction, and ultimately drive to really go and deliver what we all know this blockchain can deliver. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? What do you think of the whole Zaradar feeling and the kind of noise coming out of Terra Rebels right now? Are you still bullish on Luna Classic, or are you wavering a little bit? Dead interested to know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to keep up to date with everything going on with Luna Classic. Leave a like on this video. Let's get some positive energy. Let's get some positive sentiment moving around about Luna Classic, and I'll see you guys in the next one.